This is Eileen Ryan from Pounding Pavement 101. I'm here today with Tim Shepard, one of my superstar clients. How are you doing today, Tim?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Good. I want to ask you a couple of questions about the job interview process and your job search and how Pounding Pavement 101 was able to help you. So first, as you were going into this, you're now a college student. Were you nervous about your job search and interviewing?
Yeah, absolutely. The whole process is very nerve-wracking. There's so much you need to do and so much to think about that it can be very overwhelming at times. You need to go out, look for the jobs, and you have to customize your application. You got to actually send it out, and you have to wait for a response back. Sometimes they don't get back to you at all. And then when you do get interviews, you think, oh my God, how do I prep for this? What do I do? And then all of a sudden the interview's there, you're going to get the butterflies in the stomach. You start to question how you've prepared. Did you do enough? So the whole process is just so nerve-wracking, and it makes you so nervous. It's such a big, it feels like it's such a big thing to you. And so, yeah, definitely the whole process was something to deal with. But with enough preparation, you could definitely get through it and fly through it successfully.
So obviously you're in college right now. So obviously you have a college career services department that was able to assist you. At that point, did you feel that you needed to reach out for professional services?
I suppose, in the beginning, no. My mom would call me a pretty stubborn person, so I guess I thought I could do everything by myself. I don't need help. I'll just get through it by, just be me. I'll just work hard and do it. But the truth is, you need to reach out for help anywhere you can. With the career services department at the school, it's not like they're terrible. But they're just stretched so thin for hundreds and hundreds of students. It's not really personalized at all, and they're going to give you snippets of advice here and there, but overall it was pretty inadequate. And so reaching out to you was definitely one of the big game changers that I did. Having that personalized relationship with you, that you can guide me along through the process, was definitely something that I'm glad I did.
So we worked on developing your resume. What was the difference? Did you see a difference? Did you start generating calls based on the new resume that we developed?
Absolutely. And the most important thing is the resume. It's getting your foot into the door. And so really beforehand, my resume, to be honest, was just terrible, horrifyingly terrible. And meeting with you and reading your materials and your resources that you sent me, just really just changed the entire thing, kind of shaping it to show off more of your better experiences, showing that proving that you can do the job, that you are experienced in a certain type of task, and then kind of shaping that resume towards those jobs that you are really looking for. It really just makes up all the difference. And then sending it off to you, you can send me edits back, and then meeting together, maybe discuss specific things that you wanted to go over. It definitely just reshaped the entire process. And obviously I did generate so many more leads than I did before.
Fantastic. That's the job of a resume, to generate calls. Then we worked on interview preparation. So before interview preparation, what was your preparation like?
Really, just there was no preparation at all, to be quite honest. I think going into in high school, you don't really go through an interview process. I remember my first job, you kind of just I was a lifeguard. You hand in your resume, they look at it, then they ask if you can start tomorrow. There's no real interview process. But college is a whole different ball game. And so going into college, I thought, what, I'll just submit my resume. I don't really need to do anything. I'll just, I'm talking about myself. That's all an interview is. I don't need to prepare for this. But that's not the case at all. You need to prepare as much as you can for the interview. And you really don't, at the beginning, you just don't know what you're doing, to be honest. And so again, meeting with you, reading your material, your resources, it definitely sets up everything and explains everything so clearly. And it tells you what steps you need to take so that you can really nail it in the end.
So that first interview, that you went on, did they ask the questions that we have reviewed during the interview preparation?
Absolutely. I think I remember you mentioning that, like, like something like 75% of all your interview questions are going to be exactly the same. And that's so true. It's going to be those behavioral questions, those situational questions. Um, Tell me about yourself. That's one of the most common ones out there. And so, yeah, definitely it was almost the same as we discussed. And because I had prepared beforehand through your reading material, I knew exactly what to say. I knew how to say it. And it overall went fairly well.
And did you get the job?
Not that job, no, unfortunately. But, obviously, with the next couple of interviews, I did eventually get a call back.
Well, and this is that you have answers in your arsenal, that you're prepared. And it's practice, just like anything else. So that first interview, you're going to be nervous on. And then you
Mhm.
go on a second one. And by the third time, you kind of start to get the idea of how this needs to be done.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's all about practice. It's all about repetition. Inevitably, your first one's just not going to be as good as, your second one or your third one. And that's okay. It's all about improving in the end.
And it's about building confidence. And obviously, you've built your confidence in your interview skills because you are now going on co-op and have a co-op scheduled for the financial industry. These are skills that you're going to be able to have for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tim Shepard. I greatly appreciate you joining me, and good luck on the co-op.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Is there anyone you want to say hello to?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Alex.